All right, hey everyone. So George Zimny once again, president of Zeal Financial Group, and to my left is Chelsea Browner. She is our director of hiring. So we're going to get into some details today about the second step of the pre-interview process. So most likely, or everybody should have been through a webinar with me, which was about 30 minutes of more of a global perspective of who our company is, what the opportunity is with our company, the positions we're filling, our values. Again, more of a higher level perspective of a little bit of everything. Today we're going to get into more details pertaining to three main topics. Number one is the promotion schedule. There's a couple different positions we're looking to fill and opportunities for advancements. And I want to introduce you to what that looks like. Number two is the sales and marketing process. We won't get into every fine, innate detail of what the day-to-day looks like, but I want to give you a little bit more information about how we sell, how we market, and what that looks like. And then number three is Chelsea's going to talk to you a little bit about what the financial piece of this opportunity looks like, and how you can earn and what it takes for you to earn in your first year at $35,000 of income, $70,000 of income, and then exceeding six figures, over $105,000 of income just in your first year with our company and with this opportunity. And then she's going to touch on the lifetime residual, the renewals, which is a very unique and exciting, aspect to this this position and this opportunity. So let's start with the promotion schedule. So this is our career track. Couple of things to note, and I mentioned this in the webinar that most of you have watched. Number one is you promote at your pace, and you have the choice to go up the right-hand side of this or go to the left-hand side of this. So we have a number of people that come into this career and they really want to keep things simple and just be a career sales professional. And our top earners as career sales professionals earn in excess of $400,000 a year just selling our product. And you can earn in excess of $150,000 is really the top that I've seen just in your first year. If you're in the top 1% to 2% of new first year representatives, if you're going up that left-hand side, and that's as a career sales professional. Most people want an advancement opportunity, and you can have that here if you put in the right activity with the right mindset. And presently, we're really looking to bring people in and develop field directors, and within just a couple of quarters, just a few months, bring a couple of people in this market to the market director position. And that's really that middle leadership, middle management position that we're looking to advance people quickly into. And so I'm not going to go through all the details of the career track, but I just wanted to mention that there's a couple different avenues that you can take, as you see on the screen here, and you promote at your pace. So the second part is the sales and marketing process. So the first thing to mention on this is that the majority of people that we bring on and offer a position with our company have no related experience doing what we do. So our entire sales and marketing process, just like when I brought Chelsea on, when I started about 9.5 years ago with the company, neither one of us, I think we knew how to spell the word insurance, but
that's about it.
That's about it, So the company has, over the last 29 years, has developed a system that if you're trainable or teachable, that you can learn just by putting forth the effort. And so let me start at the top there, how we generate leads. Again, this is a system that's built a $1 billion company over the last 29 years. So the point of that stat or that fact is that you don't have to reinvent it. It obviously works. And so there's really three main aspects to generating the leads, getting in front of prospects and creating clients. Number one is with a hot list. And we'll talk more about all these different aspects in an actual face-to-face interview whenever we get to that point. But the hot list is your network of personal and business contacts. The second part is prospecting. This is really where we teach you the system that our company has developed over the last 3 decades. And this is about building a new network in the local assigned territory. You're not bound to a specific territory, but we work within the confinement of communities, and we network within communities because a lot of the people that become our clients know other people that with time and effort will become clients as well. And then the third is through referrals. So every single product presentation that we do, we teach you a system of how to acquire and then capitalize on those referrals. And that is in our industry, the insurance industry as a whole, the referral is bar none the highest quality lead at no cost to the representative. And so the in parentheses there, it says 250. And our system, as we get into it and you start to really understand it, our system's built on building a referral pipeline of 250 strong within your first month. Everything beyond that just becomes sustainable, and your career from a selling standpoint just gets easier and easier and easier after that referral pipeline is established. So the product presentation, the selling cycle, it's very professional, it's very direct, it's a very need-based and transparent presentation. We don't high-pressure close. Our persistency of business is extremely high because we treat people well when we're selling the product to them. We use mobile technology for all of our presentations and the application process. It's extremely simplified. There's no blood work like life insurance. There's no DNA samples. Literally within 45 to 60 minutes, we can sit down with a prospect, either a business owner or an individual or a single parent or a couple or a family, and 45 to 60 minutes later, give them enough information for them to make an informed decision on the product, purchase the product, and their policy starts within a couple of days at the most. The representative is paid just a few days after that. We pay weekly. Again, Chelsea will get into that here in a minute. So our presentations are either one-on-one with a business owner. They're in a group format with employees, more of a traditional business enrollment, or a presentation is at the kitchen table with an individual, a single parent, a couple, or a family. The average cycle, as I mentioned earlier, our selling cycle is literally 45 to 60 minutes in closing. And the sales standard for a representative is 3 to 5 policies sold per week. And in my experience, almost a decade of doing this, Chelsea's been here
5.5, yeah.
5.5, so over 5 years, 15 years combined experience just between the two of us. It's pretty rare that a new representative puts in a solid 40-hour work week and doesn't write between 3 and 5 policies over the course of that week. Mm-hmm. So at the very bottom, italicized, it says training is critical. Why is training critical? Well, that's slightly rhetorical. It's because you've probably never done what we do the way we do it. So training is critical for your success. So we really pride ourselves in this industry on offering the very best training. And I can say this based on my experience, the very best training compared to all the other companies in our industry. And it starts off with 4 days of corporate training, and that is where you're learning the entire cycle of the sale from start to finish. We've all been through corporate training and learned the fundamentals before we ever got started. And then from there, it's three to 4 weeks, depending on your learning curve and how quickly you're progressing personally, of ongoing field training until you're proficient. As long as you show up every day with a great attitude and put in the effort, then the training really never stops. And so we also offer beyond that 2 leadership development courses per year and 2 national sales conventions per year, that there's always ongoing personal development, professional training, leadership training, etc. So now we're going to turn to Chelsea, and you're going to talk to everyone about when I started Chelsea, I was most excited about, and that was the money.
Oh, yeah.
The financial part. So turn it over to you.
Thanks, George. So I want to talk to you guys about what your first year of pay is going to look like, whether that be your family's goal of being $35,000, $70,000, or $105,000. Just kind of depends on what you guys need for your family goals. So going over the first year's pay, if your goal is $35,000, breaking it down, this is pretty simple, guys. We're using a $1,200 annual premium at 30%. So what that looks like is selling 12 policies a month. Normally that's 6 to 8 clients. Most of our clients buy more than 1 policy. So the average pay after bonus is $2,900, so a little under $3,000 a month. Multiply that by 12 months, that's an annual pay of $35,904. And this is paid on a weekly basis. So you are paid every week depending on your sales. And then your year 1 pay, if your goal is $70,000, breaking it down, same thing, $1,200 in annual premium, and then take that with the 35%, because we are going to have a
promotions.
Yeah, promotions once you're at that point. And then that is looking at 20 policies being sold a month. Again, 10 to 12 clients is what you would be selling these to. An average pay after your bonus is about $5,800 per month. Multiply that by the 12 months and you're looking at $70,000 in annual pay. Again, paid weekly, guys. And then if your goal for your family is $105,000 a year, then looking at the first year's pay, again, $1,200 in annual premium, and then you're going to be at 40%. That is looking at 25 policies a month, 12 or more clients that you're going to be selling those to. Your average pay after a bonus is $8,700 a month. Multiply that by 12, and that is a little over $105,000 in annual pay. And then lifetime residuals. Guys, this is my favorite part. So at 5 years, you are 100% vested with the company, which means you are paid for the lifetime of the business sold for the entire time that you were with us. Whether you decide to leave the company or you decide to retire, you're still getting the residuals that you earned while you were here.
Yeah, and that is so awesome. There's an individual that worked with me for 5 years, a very close friend of mine, and he always had a goal to make this a 5-year career, which I hope that those of you that we partner with, you make it a 25-year career, but he was on a 5-year plan, and when he walked away, he still to this day, this was about 4 years ago, still on an annual basis receives a monthly distribution totaling about $35,000 a year. And this guy has not worked with us for almost 4 years now. So that allowed him to transition and start another business that he was really excited about. That was always his dream. So that residual piece is a very unique element of the industry. And a 5-year vesting schedule is about half the length of time compared to a lot of our competitors. 2 other things just to mention on this. You'll see that regardless of which financial, 35, 70, or 105, you'll see that the number of policies is less than the number of clients per month to reach those financial standards or income standards. And the reason why is because a lot of our clients will buy a policy and 2 policies or 3 policies or 4 policies. So if you're doing business the right way and you're offering your whole product line to your clients as we'll train you to do, you won't have to acquire as many clients to get the number of policies that you need to attain your personal financial objective. The best part about all of this, you're in control of this, so you can exceed 105. If you're lazy, then obviously your income's going to be affected by that. But we won't hire you, obviously, if you're a lazy person. So we're really looking for people that want to help people, that are driven and hungry to make a better income than what they're making presently. And the last thing on this page, Chelsea, is just like you, just like me, most people that we hire and bring on and work with are coming from a salary position. Mm-hmm. I know with some of the companies you worked with through college, you were paid a wage. You knew exactly every single month or bi-weekly what you're being paid. I was the exact same way. I left a pretty significant salary in a corporate sales role. Mm-hmm. And you and I and everyone we work with needs to replace a certain amount of set income. Absolutely. For most people. And it's very rare that somebody that comes on with us that follows the system, puts in the hours, puts forth the effort with an amazing attitude, doesn't replace that income they need. Yeah. Most people, I know, like you and I, far exceeded what we left with our corporate salaries. So, definitely. Okay, so again, that's a snapshot. When you get into an actual interview, you'll want to ask about what's called advance pay. And that's the actual how these financial numbers are created or determined through the advance pay structure, so that you know exactly where that paycheck comes from. But I just wanted to, again, 30,000 foot perspective of what the pay structure, what it would take to achieve certain financial objectives just in your first year. And then if you are climbing up the right-hand side of the career track, let me go back 2 slides. If you're climbing up the colorful side, the right-hand side, and you're advancing with our company, every single promotion gives you a pay increase and overrides. And so you can expect, if you're a market or a regional director, that your pay above and beyond what's outlined here is 30, 40, 50, sometimes upwards of 100%, depending on the results that now you and your team and the people that you're managing and leading are actually doing on a weekly and a monthly basis. So... Okay, so the last thing I just want to introduce you to is the real, what I call the leadership opportunity here. And this is an opportunity to really scale a significant future wealth. And this screenshot of this spreadsheet may look busy to you. It's not busy to me because I've reviewed this over the last 9.5 years many of times with a lot of candidates that I sit down with through the interview process. So, but I wanted to walk you through a couple elements. Basically, what this is showing is if you're in a market to a regional director position, now a couple years in with our company, and you grow and you put in the right activity and get the right results to promote up to that level, and you have a team of between 2 and 10 representatives that you're managing and leading, in addition to your sales being at a high level and a consistent volume, this is what the financial piece of this could look like for your family today and in the future. So if you look on the left-hand side, this is showing a team size of 2 representatives. So I'm almost all the way on the left. In 1 year, if you're selling an average production level of 6 policies per week or 24 to 25 a month, and you have a 2-member team you're managing that's writing an average of 3 apps per week themselves at an average of $1,200 in annual premium and working 48 out of 52 weeks in the year, this is what this is forecasting. This is a potential earnings exhibit. It's a forecast model, right? Just putting all the numbers and calculations of what you'd earn based on this scenario. And so in that 1 year, the total volume of sales was $669,000. You were paid $134,000 in that first year. In year 2 and beyond, every year that you're selling and managing and leading a team of people that's selling, if all you did was the same volume of sales as the prior year, your income would go up because the renewals from the prior year are adding to the new earnings in that new year. So in year 2, this is showing a team growth of 2 representatives to 3 representatives. You maintain your consistent sales volume of 6 new apps per week, which is 3 to 4 customers per week, which is pretty achievable for anybody putting in the effort. Your team does $842,000. You have a rollover or a carryover from year 1 of $8,000, over $8,000 just on renewal. Your year 2, that second year, first year income is $162,000 for a total, Chelsea, of $170,000 of income in your second year of having a team, leading a team of yourself plus 3 people. And again, at that point, you're somewhere between a market and a regional director, okay? And then that says going into your third year, you experience some team growth and some business growth. And now your team is 8 people. And this is saying that team of 8 people, each person's averaging 3 policies per week. You're still doing your 6. You do $1.9 million in volume. I did that right around my 3rd, 4th year in this business, Chelsea. And that's literally, as you know, starting with nothing. I was the first human being in the state of Missouri as a full-time rep with Family Heritage. And so again, going down to that 3rd year, if you can follow with me, from year 1, you have a carryover of $6,800 in renewals. From year 2 on your 3rd year, you have a carryover of $12,000. In year 3, because your team has grown and you're far more proficient now and there's a bigger volume of sales, your first year income is $348,000 for a total gross income of $367,000 that year. Chelsea, we have within Zeal people that will do that number, that figure this year, and nationwide with Family Heritage, numerous people that will far exceed that. Mm-hmm. And so then you can kind of scan to the right and go to the right and follow along and see how just consistent, steady growth and what that does to the bottom line income that's paying you directly. Now, if we go all the way to the right, you see a column that says 19-year renewals and total 20-year commissions. The 19-year renewals column is saying that, for example, if this was a 10-year career, this modeling out only goes through 10 years. If this was a 10-year career, and then you stopped, you exited. Remember, after just 5 years, as Chelsea mentioned, you're vested in your renewals for a lifetime. You can leave and the company will keep paying you on every dollar of premium that continues to pay the company even after you leave. This example is saying if you're here for 10 years, you build a team, you sustain growth year over year. Based on this modeling, this is showing that your 19 renewal payoff, the cash, the money that would be paid to you over the 19 years of the business that you put on in just 10 years would be over $4.2 million. $4.2 million. And remember, folks, you stopped at year 10 in this example, but the company continues to pay you for the life of that business that you and your team and your overrides and everything that you put on the books from when you were here. And then the total 20-year commissions. You worked here 10 years, but the total forecasted 20-year commissions from what you were paid in those 10 years and beyond, all the way through 20 total years, even after you left, is over $8.8 million. So for some of you, that's not your goal at all. This is not you. But for others, when you look at this, it's hard to find a business that can pay you so much value moving forward long after you leave the company, both in present day cash today that you've earned and also future earnings. So folks, thanks again for checking out step number 2. Hopefully this answered a few of the questions that you had after you watched the webinar. Again, all the details and the relationship and getting to know our company and building that trust is going to happen in the next step, which is going to be in an actual face-to-face interview. Yes. So anything else you want to say, Chelsea?
I look forward to meeting you guys.
All right. Have a great day. Thank you.